Hello and warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Now, ahead of the crucial floor test for Vijay-led TVK government in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, the post-poll numbers game continues to shift by the day. Now, while the elections were fought along conventional alliances and the fractured mandate has forced the parties to explore new political equations. Now, the latest came when a faction of the AIADMK, led by MLAs SP Velumani and CV Shanmugam, announced support for the Vijay government. Now, will AIADMK split? That is the million-dollar question. Now, after a meeting with senior party leaders and MLAs, Shanmugam said he would meet Chief Minister Vijay and hand over a letter extending support to his government. And what he said exactly, that we founded this party against the DMK for 53 years. Our politics have been centered around opposing the DMK. A proposal was put forward suggesting an AIDMK government be formed with the DMK support. However, the majority of our members rejected it. This is what Shanmugam said. And Velumani insisted that the move did not amount to a split. He said that this is not a breakup of the AIADMK, but we will await the General Secretary's right decision to take the party forward. He also alleged that AIADMK General Secretary Idapadi Palanisamy was keen to form a government with the DMK support. He said that we opposed that decision since AIADMK was formed only to defeat the DMK. Now, this internal rift had surfaced earlier when a group of AIADMK MLAs led by Shanmugam submitted a letter to the pro tem speaker, MV Karupaya, seeking Velumani's appointment as a legislature party leader. So a lot of drama is happening, last minute twists and turns before the crucial test tomorrow. What happens? Can we expect any surprise tomorrow? As far as the numbers are concerned, Vijay is comfortably placed for now. But what can we expect? And what is the Tamil Nadu politics going to look like? Is it going to be minus AIADMK completely? Many people are also saying that the AIADMK faction, which has lent support to the TVK government, is because AIADMK wants to control TVK from the back door. And somehow BJP may be wanting to get entry into it. I don't know as of now of that, but we'll try and discuss all these angles. Joining me this evening is a renowned political analyst from Tamil Nadu. R. Kannan joins us this evening. Thank you so much, Kannan, for joining. Always a pleasure having you on the program. But tomorrow's floor test, are you expecting any surprises? And what we are hearing about the AIADMK, the big split, is it split or the split is just a posturing?
Thank you for having me over. Well, tomorrow I don't think will bring any surprise as far as the new government goes. It'll win the confidence vote. The surprise would be with the AIADMK. It's not clear to me as of now if Edapadi Palaniswamy's rump group has issued a whip. If they have issued a whip, then defying that whip will get the breakaway group into trouble. Also, they don't have the magic 32 numbers for the two-thirds breakaway of the not to attract the anti-defection bill law of 2003. So it's not clear how they would go about this. The legal battle would ensue, but tomorrow the key question would be if there is a whip and if the 30 breakaway rebels would defy that whip. And if they were to defy that whip, will the speaker on Edapadi Palaniswamy's request to disqualify them act on it? It's all unclear. We've started on it has all the portents of a thriller already.
No, but Kannan, what I'm not able to understand is that, this faction which is lending support to the TVK. Now, of course, there is a person who's heading that faction. But what happens to Idapadi Palaniswamy? Is there a general discontent against him? And that is what Velumani has said, and several other MLAs also have been saying, that they were pressuring us to form a government with the DMK. Now, how far is that true?
Edapadi surprised many. He came from the behind. He was an MLA from the 70s or 80s. He's a veteran. In 1998, when Jayalalitha and her allies sent 30 members of parliament from Tamil Nadu, he was one of those. So she even considered him to be a parliamentary member briefly for 13 months. And his rise has been meteoric. He had held several portfolios in Jayalalitha's cabinet. And he was a dark horse. He was a wild card. He came from the behind, and he was a right man at the right place, and therefore he became the chief minister. He maneuvered the system very well. He dispensed favors. He got pally with the BJP government, stayed in office for he completed his entire term, his full term, and then even got the rebels come back to his party thanks to, I'm sure, BJP's help, because the Prime Minister tweeted that day when OPS, the other former chief minister who had broken company with him initially, but he was not able to bring back TTV Dinakaran, Sashikala's nephew, who stayed out and waged a battle against him and considered him a betrayer, and so did Sashikala. So after he lost power in 2021, so if he had done well as a chief minister and had kept the flock together, had dispensed favors and had defied predictions that this government wouldn't be stable, that he won't last long, he's going to fall off, etc. Nothing of that sort happened, despite a brutal majority for the DMK as an opposition party. They had close to about 100 members. So they were a formidable opposition force. He managed to push away Sashikala. He managed to push away TTV Dinakaran. He co-opted OPS. He kept the DMK at bay. All this was wonderful. But then his luck ran out in 2021 when the AADMK performed creditably well as an opposition because it had been in power for 5 years. So there was some anti-incumbency, and it was a high time that the DMK show up. It had a very strong alliance. And the BJP is a mill around anyone's neck in Tamil Nadu. So with the BJP alliance, there was no way that the AADMK was going to come back to power. So he lost power. After that, instead of continuing and pursuing the anti-DMK centric policies of his predecessors.
No, but Kannan, is it true? Is it true that BJP still is wanting to unite the two factions? There are many people who are talking on that line that BJP wants the two factions to be united so that BJP can continue to have some kind of a foothold in Tamil Nadu.
I think I find it very hard to believe all the shenanigans that had happened after the poll results defies any rationale or reasonable explanation. The DMK propping up an AADMK government and at the last minute when that took a while for it to gel. Then when something, when they didn't have the numbers, then they thought about Thirumavalavan, the Dalit leader, who has only 2 seats with him, to be brought forward as a chief ministerial candidate with both the Dravidian parties supporting him. And then finally, if press reports are to be believed, I think sense dawned on all of them. And so they withdrew from this very silly and completely repulsive scheme. So there's so much that has happened, and the BJP has been a good whipping boy when the governor, sent Vijay a few times, and then the very people who actually blamed the governor and said he was a BJP's instrument, and the BJP was holding the levers of power. Initially, the BJP was against Vijay, according to them, from coming to power. But these were the very people who didn't send the letters of support. This is the same Thirumavalavan. These are the same communists who held Vijay hostage for that long. And then the governor was a whipping boy, was an easy target. Thankfully, the governor came online and told us what was happening, etc. So all these shenanigans were happening. The BJP is a whipping boy in Tamil Nadu for all the leftist and ultra-leftist forces. So today, Vijay is probably Earlier, in the beginning, Vijay was at the receiving end of the BJP game. Today, he may not be. They are very confused about this man, and they are confused about what the BJP's designs are. And then things will slowly become clear when he meets with the Prime Minister in Delhi, and then hopefully he will also meet with the Home Minister. And I think my assessment is this is going to be a very pragmatic government. This is not going to be a confrontational government because they had seen what confrontation had gotten the DMK into. So they are not going to be rudely, silly, for the sake of being confrontational. They're going to make compromises. They're going to stand their ground when it comes to standing their ground. And they're going to give in and then yield because they've made tall promises. Those promises have to be kept. And then without the help from the center, it would be very difficult to and then the center can really pull the rug under their feet. They are in a very precarious situation.
No,
And
but,
then
but now you have an alliance government which is of TVK and Congress. Do you think that the center is not going to do politics? Center is not going to become confrontational with the TVK and the Congress government because you have Congress as part of that government now?
Everybody played their cards very badly. Vijay, the Congress jumped ship immediately, and Vijay embraced them without any hesitation. He should have not done that because that would have completely put off the center. You're absolutely right. Edappadi Palaniswamy should have made, should have turned a disadvantage into an advantage by simply announcing breaking company with the BJP and announcing support to the TVK, which is actually happening with almost 2/3 of his member today. Also on the rebel group, why are they saying all this now? These attempts at these shenanigans to prop up to form the government with the DMK's help have been going on from Tuesday. Monday, the results came out, May 4th, around midnight, we knew what had happened. From Tuesday onwards, these despicable schemes were in play. And in this 30-member group was part of all these consultations. And today they've broken company, and then they turn around and then say, we opposed it from the beginning. We don't know if they opposed it from the beginning. If they had opposed it from the beginning, they would have made it easier for Vijay by simply bolting company and then saying, we will support Vijay. What they did today or what they might do tomorrow, they should have done on the very first day this scheme came into play, which was, I think, last Wednesday. So nobody is a winner in this. Not the DMK, not the AIDMK, not the rebel group, not Vijay, not the Congress. The Congress failed to handhold him. They have established governments in many places. They have legal luminaries adorning. Look
at the explanation which is coming from the Congress camp, and they sound very pragmatic. That they said that they saw DMK's vote share going down. They could see that DMK's popularity is going down, and which is why they adopted a pragmatic approach by going with TVK. That's what the Congress says.
No. Look, politics is the art of the possible, and then there are no permanent friends or foes in politics, and I understand this. The DMK stayed for 5 years in a Vajpayee government and bolted company, and then without any remorse, not a moment's thinking. They also did the same with G.K. Moopanar, who had broken off the Congress, founded his own party because he didn't like the Narasimha Rao Congress tying up with Jayalalitha. And they drove, with their alliance with the BJP, they drove G.K. Moopanar into Jayalalitha's arms. So, why should you take it personally? The Congress will do what is good for it. But did it properly guide Vijay is the question. Why should the chief minister in waiting, the leader of the largest party, go so many times to the Lok Bhavan? You have been ruling this country for ages. You have two governments in the states in India. You have set up so many governments. You've seen such situations. You have legal luminaries. You could have told them about the Sakaria Commission recommendations. You could have said, look, we will support you, but you don't have to mention this to the government.
But Karan, all said and done, because last moment the things were changing. Look at how VCK conducted itself. Then for 2 3 days we did not know whether left is going to lend the support or not. The only thing we heard from them was, yes, we are considering the proposal, we will get back to you. So 2 3 days were lost in that. And because they were weighing the options at how things will play out within the India alliance, and that is why the things got delayed.
I'm not so sure about that so much. Look at the oddity of the whole situation. You have an alliance. You have three formations. The the formation that has come on top has the option of aligning with one of the other two. The bitterest opponent is the second formation, the DMK-led alliance. They are your foes. It is against them you won a mandate. They were in power. They were the incumbents. You didn't even mention the AADMK unless you were provoked, until you were provoked. So your first option should have been to reach out to the AADMK and work out a scheme, which I think Delhi would have agreed. So imagine you going into the opposition's camp and then breaking off, and then even after lending support, Thirumavalavan tells you, you had earlier said that this TVK is actually a baby of the RSS. I still believe so, he says. So what sort of rationale is this that you would go and then try to get help from this camp, which detests you, which has fought against you, which had engaged in all sorts of shenanigans from day two to keep you off your rightful
No,
power?
but similar charges were made about Aam Aadmi Party, if you remember. The way they started with the India Against Corruption campaign, and still people say that they are a B team of the BJP. Do you think that Vijay is almost going to become like what Arvind Kejriwal was in Delhi? Is he is a Tamil Nadu, is he a Kejriwal version in Tamil Nadu? Do you see him like that?
Kejriwal, despite the B team allegation, etc., became he took upon himself, he fashioned himself as a serious anti-BJP man. And then he lost out of because of that, in my view. I don't think this government is going to fashion itself as a pro-BJP or an anti-BJP government. It's going to be an extremely practical, pragmatic government, and it's going to play its cards very
No, but
well. We will learn to
when you say, Kanan, that it's going to be a pragmatic and a practical government, so should I ask you that, do you think that these are good days for Tamil Nadu in Prime Minister Modi's language, Achhe Din? So is it Achhe Din for Tamil Nadu then?
I think so. I think so. There's a new order that is in place, and I think there's a course correction that is needed between Chennai and Delhi, and that may come out of this very, this is not a doctrinaire party which is stuck in leftist, ultra leftist. Yes, they're committed to secularism. They're committed to the fundamentals of Tamil politics, like probably the language policy and so on. So they will not be compromising on those, because then they will be harshly criticized. So they won't do that. But this tripod that exists now will turn into a duopoly over a period of time. That is what is happening with the AADMK's break.
No, but are you seeing the end of the AIA DMK era? Because in Tamil Nadu, there were just two parties which people saw. One was DMK and the other one was AIA DMK. Do you see the end of AIA DMK now?
I see the beginning of the end of the AADMK.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying that this is the beginning of the end of AIA DMK. But do you see the party almost crumbling in maybe months or maybe a year or something?
No, it will die a slow death by the next election, next general elections.
So are you seeing TVK and DMK as the principal political players now in Tamil Nadu?
Today, if you asked me to make an informed guess, that's what I would say. If the TVK and its leader, its new charismatic leader, play their cards well, learn their ropes fast, I don't think you're going to unseat them very soon. The era of charismatic politics came to an end in 2017 with the passing of Kalaignar Karunanidhi. 2016, Jayalalitha passed away. There was a hiatus of 8 years until 2024 when Vijay stepped in. So we have gone back to this is the era of the return of charismatic politics. We just need another charismatic figure on the other side to
Right.
balance
But
it.
lot of things are being said about the chemistry and the camaraderie between Rahul Gandhi and Vijay. Do you think that this pair really can impact politics in the southern India? Southern India, when I say it's just not Tamil Nadu, but it's Karnataka, Kerala, Puducherry, the entire southern belt, Kerala, where Vijay holds a lot of popularity. So, do you think that this pair of Rahul Gandhi and Vijay can really create some magic?
You're a keen political observer. You've been in this business for ages. You've seen the bonhomie between MK Stalin and Rahul Gandhi, and you've also seen how that has ended. I don't think anything is, permanent in politics. I think Vijay's concern will be stability. Vijay's concern will essentially be Tamil Nadu. Once he consolidates himself, maybe then his horizons might, widen, his vistas might broaden. At the moment, he needs stability. He needs to perform well. He needs to deliver to some extent on some of his promises. He needs to prove his critics and others that he's more than a film actor. He is actually a leader, and he hasn't come in there. He hasn't gotten there by accident or dint of luck. It's he has. It's a very orchestrated, very calculated, very deliberate 10 years or more than 10 years that he has thought through, which had gotten him here. So these are his challenges. It is not Rahul Gandhi's friendship. In fact, I thought Rahul Gandhi was the one who was showing a lot of camaraderie, exhibiting camaraderie much more than Vijay that particular day on the swearing in. But I've seen all this. You've seen all this between MK Stalin and, in fact, MK Stalin was the only one who put forward Rahul Gandhi's name as prime minister. All that was quickly forgotten.
Yeah.
The DMK has done them a number of favors.
Can we really forget this chapter or the era between DMK and Congress? Because when it comes to India Alliance, I mean, emotions are running high post election, so they may have separated. But the political compulsions, do you think, will force Rahul Gandhi and DMK come back together again on a common table?
Well, there are even rumors that 2029 elections might even see a DMK BJP alliance. I mean, who knows what will happen? There could be Vijay would be this new MGR, this new Jayalalitha. So therefore, the DMK has to reinvent itself. That Congress is a minor player in Tamil Nadu. So yes, Rahul, it's nice to share the dais with Rahul, and then if there was a pre-poll alliance between Vijay and Rahul, and if they had toured the state together, maybe that may have paid rich dividends. We don't know. All that is counterfactual. So I don't think the Congress side is a very serious player in Tamil Nadu's politics anymore. So the main foe, the new animal that they will have to surmount is TVK. And the other one, which is not very strong in the state, but is hovering over your head, is the BJP. So that is the DMK's concern. Vijay's concern is stability, earning a good name and staying the course. That is his concern. The AIDMK is going to slowly melt away and is going to be absorbed by the TVK because this is a young leader and a very charismatic leader, and he seems to so far touch all the right chords of everybody's hearts.
No, but DMK also said, like Stalin said, that we'll observe the TVK government for 6 months and then we will decide what's to be done. So, how stable will Vijay's government be? Given the fact that numbers shouldn't be a problem, the kind of alliances which he has made, do you think that he could face some challenges 6 months down the line?
I think it'll be a stable government, but if he senses that it is difficult to govern in this fashion, I think he will go for a fresh mandate, and then he will come back with an absolute majority. So that's what he will do, I think. But I think much depends
I
upon
have
what
heard
happens.
this from many, many people that he might go in for a fresh mandate and then he'll come back with 200 plus. That's what many people have been saying.
He'll certainly come back with an absolute majority. Whether people will, the loyal DMK flock stay with the DMK. The DMK polled 24% this time. Even when Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated, they polled at 22%. The DMK loyalists are DMK loyalists, rain or shine.
No, but
They will
you
always.
don't see MLAs breaking away from DMK because DMK has lost.
Who's breaking away? A
I'm
split within
saying
the
you don't
DMK?
see MLAs breaking from DMK.
Who is breaking from the DMK? I don't hear you.
No, I'm saying that do you see the possibility of DMK MLAs also breaking away from the party
No,
and joining?
no, no, not at all, not at all. That's why I'm.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to tell you. Like the vote share of the DMK is a constant. It is only the non-partisan voters and the anti-incumbency and the floating voters and the shifting loyalties that gets them down or takes them up. So they didn't have that this time. So the difference between the DMK as a single party and the TVK as a lone party is about 10-11%. So that the common voters had deserted it and had moved over to this thing. They are loyalists. DMK men and women usually mostly remain DMK men and women. So it's going to be it has a good organizational base. You may not agree with the ideology, etc. It's built on Tamil cultural nationalism that will continue to be the plank. Whether that will be able to keep them together and see them through is another question, because I think we have the challenges now are jobs, environment, good water, good governance, service delivery, simple things, nothing fancy. You just want to get by. You want life to be easy and not to face a very inhospitable governmental office, which is what we saw the last 5 years.
All right. So one last question before I wind up the interview, Kannan, is that I'm sure, like you said, that there are no surprises tomorrow. There would be no surprises. But anything with regards to AIA DMK, what can we expect?
It all depends upon if there is a whip. I have a feeling tonight a whip will materialize and will make it difficult for the 30 people to defy the whip, because then they
Right.
will be in trouble, legal trouble. So I think there'll be. I'm sure there are feverish efforts to rope in another two members from the other camp. Probably that is what is happening. So tomorrow will be quite a thriller, really. I cannot hazard a guess.
Right. All right. So we'll wait and see what happens tomorrow. It's going to be a thriller, as you said. Thank you so much, Kannan, for joining on HW News. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.